South Korea's central bank has decided to keep its benchmark rate steady at its latest policy meeting, pointing to slower local economic growth and U.S. monetary policy for the decision. Our Roon-hee starts us off.
In a widely expected move, the Bank of Korea on Thursday kept its benchmark interest rate unchanged at 1.75% for April. This came during the central bank's third monetary policy meeting of this year. The central bank has maintained its key rate at the same level since November last year, when it raised the rate by 0.25 percentage point. The BOK explained the background behind the decision. One of them was the sluggish pace of local economic growth. The BOK pointed to slower growth in exports and consumption and said GDP growth is expected to slow down to the mid-2% range this year, which is lower than the forecast back in January. Statistics Korea also announced earlier that the index showing future economic outlook fell for 9 consecutive months in February. Another one was the low inflation rate. The rate of increase of Korea's consumer price index fell to within the 0 to 1% range, mainly due to the drop in prices of agricultural and petroleum goods. In March, the index rose 0.4% on year. Analysts say this comes after many major countries such as the United States affirmed their commitment to being patient with monetary policies. The U.S. Federal Reserve last month kept its rate steady at the current 2.25 to 2.5% range. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said earlier that Fed officials expect the U.S. economy to grow at a solid pace this year, although it will likely be slower than last year's quick pace. At present, the Fed's rate is 0.75 percentage points higher than South Korea's rate. While the BOK believes the nation's economic growth will continue in line with its potential growth rate, the bank said it will keep its accommodative monetary policy because the demand and inflationary pressure isn't that great. Roon-hee, Arirang News.